This episode is being brought to you by the Debt Freedom Blueprint. It's our step-by-step roadmap to start the journey to financial freedom. You can learn the first steps we personally took to become debt-free and use our money to build generational wealth. You can go from worrying about your debt to gaining control and confidence in the area of money, and it's totally free. To get your copy, go to hisandhermoney.com/debt freedom blueprint.
Welcome to the His and Her Money Show.
I'm Talent.
And I'm Ty.
Learn how to stop the cycle of debt and build generational wealth.
It's time for you to take dominion over your money and your life. So let's get started.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another fantastic edition of the show. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate every time that you make the decision to rock with the His and Her Money Show. We don't take it for granted. Do us a favor. If you love what you hear today or in any other episode, share it on your IG stories and tag us at His and Her Money so that we can show you love back and appreciation for you telling your peoples that they need to be listening to this show. We are excited to bring you guys another awesome story of debt freedom. Why do we keep doing this, Ty? Why do we
to show everybody that they can do it as well? So I love bringing these stories because I believe that when you present people's stories, sometimes you can identify with it. So the person listening can identify with it and apply what they've also done, right? What they heard that the person we're interviewing do, and they can do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? We don't want to
shows that it's real.
We don't want no more messages of, can you show a story like this with this angle and that angle and this demographic, and they live in this state and this city and this situation? Stop playing. Okay, we done did like hundreds of
everything,
these.
right?
We got every angle possible. Okay, y'all just need to tune in, take notes, and take action.
Just go back
all
and
at the same time.
Watch or either listen to some of our old podcast episodes.
I'm excited about this one because we've been talking about getting out of debt, but also entrepreneurship and also getting into investing. All of it makes up the journey to freedom. You know what I mean? So we're going to be talking with a young couple by the name of Chauncey and Montrenice. They're going to be sharing their journey with you guys so y'all can get motivated to create a journey of your own.
Let's go.
All right. Hey, Chauncey. Hey, Montrenice. Welcome to the His and Her Money Show.
Hey, hi guys. We are happy to be here.
Awesome, man. We're happy to have y'all on. Y'all done done a couple things here and there along the way with your money and your finances, and y'all are creating a legacy that wasn't there for you, but you're trying to create something different and better for the future. So we are excited to hear all about what you guys have been up to. But can you say hello to everyone that's tuned in and let them know what you guys are all about?
Yeah, sure. So hello, everyone. I'm Chauncey Vincent.
I'm Montrenice Vincent.
And we've been married for 6 years now. 6 years, but we've been dating like 11 years. But we got married back in 2015, and we're excited to speak about our debt-free journey and the new opportunities we've taken on.
Love that. Love that. So let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about the debt-free journey, and then we're going to talk about what you guys have been able to do. And I'm sure it has a lot to do because you guys are debt-free. So the options that opened up because of your debt freedom. So tell everybody the original place that it started. Why did it start? When did it start? And also, how much debt were you guys in?
Okay.
Well, we had $130,000 worth of debt.
Mm-hmm.
That included student loans, car loan, credit card, furniture loan.
It was
you name it, we had it.
Yeah, it was a greedy mess. It was a greedy mess. So yeah, we started back. Really, our journey kind of started 2014. We were engaged, so I got my knee dirty, and so we went to take Financial Peace University through our home church. And the couple that was teaching it was actually a real good friend of my wife's that were in our wedding, and they had already went through the journey. So we took FPU, we got aligned, we understood that we knew each other we had some good financial plans in place. So started with FPU, and then from there we just took everything via the snowball method.
So let's talk about like what caused you all to even take that class first. Like I'm sure that you all had to have a conversation first, because there's some people that are engaged currently right now or in a very serious relationship that may be heading towards engagement. And they're like, where do I begin? So when did you guys actually start having the money conversations? And then how did you all know to actually, okay, let's take this next step and take a class?
Well, I knew before I even met him, the student loans, I was just thinking, this can't be life. Like after graduation, this can't be it. So actually, one of our first conversations, we talked about student loan debt. Very first conversation, we aired it out.
We did. We definitely did.
So was that, I love that because we get that question. When is too soon?
We talk?
Exactly. So your first conversation, you all talked about it, and did it turn the other person off, or?
Well, Chauncey's still here. He's still here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts? Like, ooh, is this too soon? Or were you all in?
I was all in. I mean, I kind of knew what caliber of woman I had picked. So I definitely, she had told me she got that master's degree, and that one loan, I think it was maybe $40,000 by itself. And I was like, oh man, it's tough, but I can do it. We can do it.
We didn't deep dive initially into the numbers. We just discussed student loans, paying them back, how much we're paying, and we kind of went from there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right.
So as you guys set out on this journey, you guys were having conversations along the way, and you all are now engaged and you're making a plan to move forward. How difficult was it from a mental perspective? Because at one point you guys were pretty accustomed to debt. You just named like 7 different ways that you accumulated debt. So it was like the norm. It was no big deal at one point. And now you're about to redirect your way of thinking, try to redirect your money spending habits. How tough mentally was it to undo between the ears?
For me, it was probably a bit more tough than her because I come from, I guess my background is more, I'll tell you a funny story. When we first started dating, she rode with me to go pay one of my bills, and it was a payday loan, man. And I didn't hear the end of it. So she let me have it. But that kind of came from my upbringing. You know, we were relying on the payday loans and not just really being structured and creating a budget and following your plan. So for me, it was a little bit more difficult. I had a great big influence from my wife to go ahead and, change my thoughts around handling my finance.
So how did you handle it in those tough moments when it felt difficult? When you're hearing from your wife, I'm sure at some points, it didn't always sound the best. It didn't always feel good to hear, like you need to change. You're not going in the right direction. So in those tough moments, because somebody's listening right now, and either they're the spouse trying to champion the other spouse, or they're the one still trying to get on board. So when you were at a low moment, when it was feeling tough and tight, what did you do to get up?
So really, you can't you can't look at the moment that you're in right then and there. You have to look at the bigger picture and where you plan on going. So with me, I had to erase my emotions from it and understand that what we were talking about was all a part of our bigger picture and our bigger goals.
And for me, I just have to help encourage him and remember our why. Why are we doing this? You have to always come back to the why. Even anytime you get distracted, come back to the why. How bad do we want this? How bad do we want our future goals? So always bring it back into the why.
Awesome. So you all took this financial class in 2014 and you got married in 2015. So were you all attacking the debt prior to marriage? And if so, what was your plan of attack?
So we weren't attacking the debt prior to marriage. We did take the class. We had a debt-free wedding. So in that instance, yes, we didn't want to add on any more debt coming into. We were good on that.
Yeah, and from my side, I think you had started back paying some of your student loans before we got married. My focus at that point was make sure I get this engagement ring with no debt. So that was my focus at the moment, and then I didn't start paying off my student loans or debt until after we actually said I do. Even when 2015, after we got married, we really didn't. We weren't as gazelle intense as we should.
So come on, that's what we're here for. We got to talk about it all. We got to keep it.
That was going to be my next question: is how long did it take you all to pay that off, the debt? Because I know we didn't discuss that. And then, like, what happened? You all got married, and then what? Were you all just enjoying newlywed life, and then something just sparked, this idea of let's get out of debt? What are we waiting for? How did it happen?
So yeah, when we first got married, we were still taking trips, and we bought some new furniture because that was definitely a requirement of a new house, right? So we bought some new furniture. Well, let me not say bought. We borrowed some new furniture, and we just started.
You were renting your furniture.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So we started going down that path, and then we bought a vehicle for the wife, and that was like $15,000, something like that. Yeah, and it was, yeah.
We were having fun until October of 2016. And we was like, okay, we need to chill out. But even after that, our first year of paying off the debt, we were still playing. We were still playing. We paid off only about $20,000. We could have paid off way more than that. And then that next year, we paid about $40,000. But that last year, we went all in. We paid off $60,000. So in total, we had $130,000, and we paid that off in 3 years.
So you guys were married by the time that you all started your journey. You all were married for how long? And then what sparked the conversation of, let's start paying off the debt?
Fun time is over.
Did something happen? Was it like you all were having to pay a bill or whatnot? And like, wait a minute. Where's all our money going? Like, what was that moment? There had to be a starting moment.
Well, we both got new jobs, and we was like, there's no excuse. It's no excuse.
Yeah, I mean, new jobs, income went up, but lifestyle went up as well, and income plateaued. Well, yeah, the debt payment plateaued, and we were like, man, we got to do better than this. Especially if we go back to the why. If we want to be the ones to change our family tree, then we can't be doing what everybody else is doing.
So what it sounds like to me is, first, you all were married for probably about a year at that point when you all started?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what it sounds like to me, your story is partly common, where a lot of people know what to do. Like they know that they need to get out of debt, right? But they're just not doing it. They're maybe traveling, doing other things. Their priorities may be out of order. So you all knew somewhere in the back of your mind, you all knew what to do. You just did not do it. And for those of you all who are listening right now, I think a lot of times you're waiting for a magic pill, or you're waiting for, let me miraculously get a new job. And what I need is more money.
No, it's the lotto. They're waiting for the lotto.
Or an inheritance of some sort, right? And really, no, you have what it takes. You've probably listened to the His and Her Money show a million times. So you all already have the tools to be able to do this. And so what's stopping you is really you. That's what it sounds like to me. You all just were in your own way. And you both were just, not necessarily holding each other accountable, like for far as the finance. You're like, let's live it up, right? And so there was a moment when both of you were like, there's no excuse. Like, why are we even doing this? And then you even said, like, the first year, you all paid off $20,000, which is still great, but you knew that it could be more.
Absolutely.
From another perspective, and correct me, Chauncey, if I am wrong, but when you are a new husband, it kind of feels good that you got the new house. You got the nice furniture. You got your wife a car. Like, it don't feel like you're going in the wrong direction. It feels like you're going in the right direction. I'm a man now. I'm a provider now, right? You're not thinking about how your net worth is going in the opposite direction that you want it to go. Am I right or am I wrong, Chauncey?
You preaching. That's what you're doing. You preaching. I mean, yeah, it put a whole nother sense of responsibility on me when you actually sit down and look at those numbers and you see, okay, if I'm going to say that I'm going to be the tree changer in my family, in our family, then I have to do some things different. So yeah, it definitely charged me up.
So let's talk about some of the practical things that you all did, or maybe drastic things that you all did in order to pay off this amount of debt in 3 years, which is incredible. So I want you all to talk about what was different from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. It was like you all kept ramping it up more and more. Like you all didn't decline. Your momentum didn't decline. It just kept going upward, right? And so talk about that. What were some of the things that you all did, and how did you all keep climbing upwards?
Yeah, so I sold a PlayStation.
Oh, whoa. You can't just breeze by that, man. I still saw the pain in your eyes.
I got rid of it, brother. I got rid of it, brother. Yeah, I sold a PlayStation, put it on Facebook Market, got rid of it, and it went fairly quickly. But my emotions were still attached to it a little bit, but I got rid of the PlayStation. We sold some furniture.
We did Uber.
Oh, yeah.
Uber Eats, DoorDash. It's an app called Next Door where neighbors are asking for favors. Some people may needed their lawn mowed. He was over there.
You cutting grass. Wasn't nothing off the table.
Nothing was off the table. I
even
cut some grass that weren't even I don't even think it was supposed to be cut because it wasn't part of their yard. So I just cut it.
I love it.
So how do you keep yourself motivated? Because you're doing a whole lot that some people might think is beneath them, right? I went to school, I got the job, I got the new job, I got the increase in pay. Mm-hmm. I'm doing something right. Mm-hmm. But now after I get home, I'm going to drop off food to people. Now, when I get home on the weekends, I'm going to cut my neighbor's lawn. Like, how do you allow yourself not to have the mindset of, I'm better than this, and I'm not finna cut nobody's grass. I'm not finna drop off no groceries. I'm not finna drop off no meals. How do you work your way through that?
I think for me, well, both of us, we've always had a strong work ethic, but I look at it like the numbers did not lie. We had a negative net worth, and if we're going to change that, we got to put in the work and go ahead and try to clean the slate. And I got a few cousins and nephews that kind of look up to me, so I felt, a sense of responsibility to go ahead and show them that even though, yes, I have this engineering degree, I have this engineering job, do not think that you're too good to get out here and cut somebody's yard for $40 if it's going to take that debt down just to get you in a better place moving forward.
That is a real word. Oh my gosh. I wish that people understand that. I think sometimes people look at other professions or salaries. Oh, you're making over six figures. You got to like that. You don't need to do the little stuff. And we're here to tell you doing the little stuff is what got you all to debt freedom.
Got us there too.
And I know, right? Huh? Absolutely.
Yeah. I was dropping off Papa John's and Domino's, huh?
It was a little stuff. It was $20 here and there. Mm-hmm. And the weirdest thing, and I tell people this, a lot of times people think if you're making a lot of money and you have as little expenses, it's like you have all of this extra income. Weirdly enough, when you account for it because of your why, when you account for it and you're applying it towards debt, it feels like you don't have any. Right. But yet you keep moving forward every single month. Okay, how much more can we squeeze out of the budget? Yeah. Right. What are some expenses that maybe we can cut? What are some other opportunities, side hustles that we can take on in order to pay off the debt? So I love that. So from year 1 to year 2 to year 3, would you guys say that the ramping up of the debt came because of side hustles, or did you all start to look at your budget and say, okay, maybe we can adjust this somehow to be able to apply more to it?
I would say a little bit of both. That first year, we wasn't using the word no to a lot of things. That plays a huge part. No, we're not going to be able to make it.
We can't go. We were still going. Anybody invited us, we were there. The year 3, we weren't going anywhere.
You like, no, we see no. The end.
Yes. No to everything. And we definitely ramped up with the Uber because we had more time. We weren't going anywhere.
Hey family, we're taking a quick break from the show because I gotta tell you about the Facebook Side Hustle course. This course is a step-by-step guide that shows you how to start your very own side hustle managing Facebook ads for local businesses. Basically, business owners need people who can run their ad campaigns and bring them to new customers. So they look for people like you to hire to perform this service for them. This side hustle only takes a few hours each week. Mike and Bobby created this course to teach students everything they need to know to make this happen. And they removed every single barrier from getting you started and becoming successful with this side hustle. So if you can use a little extra cash flow, go to hisandhermoney.com/FB side hustle. Again, hisandhermoney.com/FB side hustle for more details. Now back to the show.
It's so true.
Now, did people just naturally get it when you told them like, yeah, we're not on that right now because we're trying to achieve this goal? Or did people have jokes, or did people question your motives or question your loyalty even as far as, no, I can't hang out because I'm gonna go work?
Or we could talk about your own personal emotions. Did you all ever feel ashamed or embarrassed or fearful?
I was fine. It didn't get to me. Like I try to, tune everybody's opinion out. Like even to this day, like we debt free and we got some money, but I'm driving a beater. And I'm cool with it. Probably got the loudest car on the block, but I don't care. It's paid for.
I know that's right.
That's it. All right. So you guys were grinding away. Year 1, year 2, year 3. And that day came where you were going to make the very last debt payment you are ever going to make. A lot of people listening are wondering what that feels like. Can you take us back to that moment, paint the picture, and tell us how that day went?
So we were laying in our bed on October 31st, 2019. We opened up that laptop. We recorded it. We recorded our last payment. It felt amazing, but it still kind of felt unbelievable too, because it was like, okay, we're not going to have to do this anymore. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it was a wonderful, wonderful feeling. I can't even really describe it.
Yeah, we were just ecstatic, just to know that we had nobody else to pay, and all of the money that we were putting towards that could now go towards the positive side of building our network. I think it was like right on time, because if you look at, that was October 31st, 2019. That was right before COVID hit, and a lot of people were, encountering losing their jobs. So we had a more clean slate to kind of build from in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah, we had our emergency fund already set up. So if one of us were to lose our jobs,
we wouldn't have been stressed at that time. We would have been okay. So it kind of happened like at the perfect time. If something would have happened, the Vincent household would have been okay.
So talk about the wealth building side of it. Being debt free, what has it allowed you guys to do? I want you all to talk about that side of it, because I think a lot of times people just think that debt freedom is the end. It's really the beginning.
Heck no.
Because you all adjusted your lifestyle so you can be able to have more income, to utilize that income to do things that bring you joy and also to build wealth. So talk about the options that opened up for you guys after you all paid off your debt.
So one of the first options was we got into a real estate opportunity, and it was pretty much a short sale, but we were in a place financially to be able to pick the mortgage up for the time being. And then, after everything matured and we spoke to a buyer, they bought the property and we were able to make some profit on it. So that was one thing where we were in a financial state that we were able to do that.
So what was it, a wholesale fix and flip? Like, what was the situation?
It was a wholesale.
Nice. Okay.
So you all didn't have to necessarily get a loan to buy this property. Yeah. And how did you all find this property? How did this opportunity even come to you?
And let me back up. If somebody's listening and doesn't understand what the term wholesale real estate means, can you break that down and help them understand what it is that you guys did?
So pretty much the wholesale is like you find a lead, and you take that lead and you pretty much play the middleman. And you may get it for a discounted rate. Say you get it at $100,000, and you find a seller and you sell it to him for $110,000 or $120,000, and you take the profits, the difference between that as a profit.
So it doesn't require you like getting the hammer out and fixing up the place. It's just like you are the middleman. I found somebody who needs to sell their place, and I found somebody who's looking for a place to buy, and I put a little margin in between the two numbers, and I take my cut.
Yes.
Is that how we do it?
That's exactly it.
So did the opportunity fall in your laps, or is this something, a side hustle or another venture that you guys started to study because it's something that you wanted to do?
So that particular one fell in our lap. It was a family member's property that was kind of going into a situation. So we were able to jump in, and instead of it being sold right back to the bank or foreclosed on, we were able to step in and intercept that.
Is this the type of thing that you all still do? Are you all still investing in real estate, or was it, a one-time thing where you guys found a deal that you couldn't pass up on?
So that one was unpassable deal. But what we will be doing, one of our goals for this year is to go ahead and lock in our first long-term rental. So we're already looking in a few areas. So that'll be a goal that we will accomplish this year. We will accomplish this year. Even
I love
with this market,
yeah,
the way it's doing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I love the fact that because you all were able to get your finances in order, that came an opportunity where a family member was in need, and you all were able to then take over their note and help them sell the property, and you all made a profit also off of it. That's what Debt Freedom does. It gives you options, you all. You don't know from month to month what may come up, the opportunities that may arise, people that you may be able to assist and help. And that's what Debt Freedom allowed you all to do, because I'm sure if you all had debt, there was probably no way that you all would have been able to carry somebody else's mortgage.
Exactly.
That's so true.
Another thing that we have been able to do is open up an online beauty supply store.
Yes.
It's called Reform Beauty Supply. And we opened up that September 7th, 2020, in the middle of a pandemic. It was a way for people to just get their products delivered straight to them. We were quarantined, we were at home. So being debt free allowed us that opportunity to branch out and open up an online store.
Now let's talk about that.
You can't just say it like no big deal, just opened up an online beauty store.
Was this something that you all researched? Was this a passion?
Yeah, where does idea
Was this
come
something that you wanted to do for a long time? Because you all started a business, like you said, in the middle of the pandemic. Like, what sparked this for you? And I think it's incredible to be able to do an online beauty supply, y'all. Like, definitely make sure that you all check out their beauty supply. But I think that's
we'll have a link to it in the show notes of this episode.
Yeah, so I have wanted to do this for a very, very long time. I'm still interested in opening up an actual brick and mortar as well, but the pandemic gave me that opportunity to open it up online and be flexible to where people can get it delivered fast, right to their door.
Awesome.
So when it comes to this e-commerce stuff, like what did you have to, you had to find like suppliers for the product, you had to get your website system set up to where if I come and buy, you get the product to me. So,
and are you shipping it, or are you just a middleman?
Break it down. You done got everybody's attention now. So they trying to figure out, like, wait a minute now.
Yes, we are on the e-commerce platform called Shopify. We created that. We had to do a lot of research before we got started. We didn't have to take out any loans because, we're debt free. So we have that extra money to put into the business.
Did you all buy the products, or are you all the middleman where the brands that I went to your website. I think it's awesome. Some of the very products that you have on your site, I also use. So like, was your model to now like purchase these products and you have them like all in your basement and you're shipping them? Like, how did you all try to grow this business?
So right now it's, we took one of our bedrooms and converted it into a little mini operation.
I love it.
The shipping, everything.
So awesome.
We got the packing peanuts, you name it. Everything's upstairs in the bedroom.
We print our labels. We do everything. That store the products and everything. So
that's so awesome.
Stop shop.
So are you all both still have 9-to-5s and you're doing this on the side?
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So what does your day look like? Like, how do you prioritize your time between all your other responsibilities? For someone who's been thinking about something, like you said, you were thinking about this for a long time before you actually did it. So somebody's probably got these ideas and like, I don't know if I can make it work with my job, with this and with that. So how do y'all structure your days to make all this fit together?
Well, working from home has helped greatly. I'm actually transitioning back into the office, but I commute. So I've been able to get 2 to 3 hours back of my day from not being on the road. And I've been able to dedicate that time directly to the business. And other time, even when I get off work, I'm focused. I'm laser focused. I'm researching, adding new product. And
yeah, definitely. Another big piece is she's an early riser. She's got that honest. And then even some late nights. I think you work on the weekends as well. It does not stop from trying to, develop her own content to finding out what's the latest and greatest new products, researching who's the vendors. She's a Wonder Woman.
We do pop-up shops too to get our name out there and be able to provide for our local community. So it's great.
Let me ask you this question. Now, knowing what you guys are debt-free and you all also have started this business, and you mentioned that this was something that you've always wanted to do. if you could do things over, would you have built this business while also paying off your debt? Or was it strategic, the fact that you all had no debt, that the best time to do it was because you were debt free?
Definitely strategic. We would not have done this while we were trying to pay off our debt because we didn't want to add more debt to it. It costs money to open up a business. And so we were able to fund that through our own personal funds and not have to take out any loans or use any capital or anything in order to open up this business. So it was definitely strategic.
We would have run ourselves into the ground trying to do both at the same time. We would have spread ourselves thin, but by paying the debt off, it gave us a buffer to be comfortable with the decisions we do and the risks we take on. But doing that at the same time, then of course, Murphy would have come knocking at the front door.
Yeah, it feels amazing to not have the stress. That's exactly what debt freedom will allow you. For those of you all who are listening, and maybe you're in the middle of it, maybe you're towards the beginning of it, it's all going to be worth it. The stress that you're going to eliminate simply because you're debt free is going to allow you to take risk, and just like this couple has.
What was your why? Because you guys have been doing some hard things since really the inception of your marriage. You guys were both working and had 17,000 side hustles to get out of debt. Then you starting this business, you're going to work and then working on the business on nights and weekends. What is your why? What's fueling you? What's motivating you? Because somebody listening might have heard you say, we came back to our why. We came back to our why. And they're like, what do they mean by the why? So help people understand what is fueling and motivating you guys to keep your foot on the pedal.
I mean, for me, I take it back to God. God does not have plans for me to be in a poverty state or for me not to have the resource that he supplied. So it's up to me to stay motivated, stay driven. So I already know God has a big plan for us, for myself and my wife. And I'm just trying to, use everything that he's instilled in me and put it to work.
As well as changing our family tree.
Yeah.
We had to take out loans to go to school. So when we have kids, we don't want our kids to have to go through that. We don't want our kids to have that debt. We want to change it. We want to show our families, even our siblings, anybody in our family, that they can do this too.
I think that's incredible. That's incredible. That's what it's about. Yeah. It's not about us, right? It's about us, but we're just trying to be the change. We're trying to be the one that pivoted the whole line after us. I mean, the same for us. Our parents did well for themselves, and we're trying to elevate and go to another level. So no matter what you were handed, you can create something better to hand off to the next generation. And so we are super encouraged to hear that y'all are so focused and I mean, $130,000 of debt destroyed. Them became real estate investors and started a whole company out here just sending hair products across the world to people in the middle of a pandemic, no less. They gave birth to this thing, man. So we just want to salute you both for doing this, doing it as a couple, doing it when a lot of people are scared and nervous and risk averse. You guys are out here trying to make it happen for yourselves and for your family. So salute to you both.
Yes.
So if people want to keep in touch with everything you guys got going on, go ahead, let them know where you're at on social media and your website. If they want to get some gel or some grease or some conditioners or whatever they need.
We got the beard for you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go check it out.
Yes, absolutely. You can find us Reformed Beauty Supply. That's our Instagram and our Facebook. And our website is www.reformedbeautysupply.com.
Awesome. I just want to say this before they get off. One of the things that I love about their story, a lot of times nowadays, it wasn't so much so when we started His or Her Money, and I don't think this is a bad thing at all, but a lot of businesses that start from people that are on their debt-free journey or getting out of debt is that of a debt-free blog or a website and things like that, which I think is phenomenal. We tell people, even some of our students over at our His or Her Money Pro mentorship, you guys want to learn more about that, go to hisorhermoneypro.com. Amazing things happening over there. And we tell people, share your story. That's how we built this brand. We shared our story. And what I love about your story that's so unique, you all started a hair supply company.
Online,
right? And there's so many options, you guys, that you all can do, so many different things that you can do to be able to not just tell your story, but also do the things that you love to do. So I love that.
And the internet has taken away all the red tape.
Yes, it has.
There's things you got to figure out. You guys had to do a bunch of research. You guys had to figure out suppliers and processes, shipping, and all that. But it's all figure outable.
That's right.
There's nobody that can tell you, nah, y'all can't start no beauty supply. There's nobody that can say, nah, you can't be no real estate investor. There's nobody to say, no, you can't get out of debt. You have no excuses, no more. And Chauncey and Montreniche just came on here and made it real plain and real crystal clear that if you want it, you can get it.
That's right. So we'll make sure that we have all their links in the show notes. If you're listening to this on the podcast, if you're watching the video on YouTube, we'll also be there as well to a link to the show notes.
That's right. All right. So salute. That's all I can say, man. What y'all did is amazing. Nothing short of phenomenal. You guys had obstacles. You guys could have done things the way your friends and contemporaries they probably still in them student loans right now. Probably still in them furniture loans right now. But y'all done got up out the jam. And so salute to you guys. And thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your journey with our audience.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. Peace and blessings. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another fantastic, shining example of what could happen.
That's right.
If you get serious, if you get focused, if you get intentional about changing your finances, guess what's going to happen? Your finances is going to change.
You'll see the results.
They got out of debt. They got into investing, and now they are also entrepreneurs. We want all of the above for you too. If that's what's on your heart to do, it starts with intentionality. So be intentional. Do what you got to do to get out of debt.
And let us help you, you guys. We have a ton of information and resources over at our website, hisandhermoney.com. You can find everything over there, from the mentorship to the books to the other podcast stories, just like their story, as well as videos to also learn and apply on this journey.
All right. That's all we got for this time, guys. Until next time. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to the His and Her Money Show.
For more information, be sure to visit us at hisandhermoney.com, because it's time for you to take dominion.